Today's math lesson is on adding fractions with unlike denominators. The strategy is creating equivalent fractions to help us add these fractions together. I'm going to do word problem number 3 from their homework. Cynthia completed 2/3 of the items on her to-do list in the morning, and she finished 1/8 of the items during her lunch break. What fraction of her to-do list is finished by the end of her lunch break? So, in order to do that, we're going to have to add 2/3 plus 1/8. We talked in class today about how you can't add those two fractions because the denominators are unlike. So you must get them to be alike. And you do that by finding the least common denominator. So students, either in their head or on paper, will have to count by threes. And count by eights. And where the first place they meet, or the first time they have a number in common, is 24. Now they can do that in their head, or they can do that on paper. Now we know now we know the least common denominator. We're going to set up the fractions so that they are equivalent to 24ths. And we're going to do something we called in class today called the top-bottom rule. And what that means is if I do times 8 down here, I have to do on the top as well to make equivalent fractions. 2 times 8 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. If I do times 3 on the bottom, I have to do times 3 on top. So that now becomes 3 24ths. So now I can add them together because the denominators are now the same. And I just add, the denominator stays the same. I add the numerators, and I get 19 out of 24. So she completed 19 out of 24 things from her to-do list after her lunch break. There's an extension, and it says, what fraction of her to-do list does she still have to do? Well, her whole to-do list, whole, is 24 out of 24. She's already completed 19 out of 24. So to figure out what she has left, subtract. Denominator stays the same. Subtract 24 from 19, and she has 5 out of 24 still left to do after lunch. And that's how you would do these types of problems, adding fractions with unlike denominators.